Here is your speech titled, "My brothers and sisters, one of the most painful experiences in life is waiting, especially when you're waiting for something your heart is yearning for. A righteous spouse, someone to share your days and your dreams with, someone who holds your hand not just in this world, but all the way to Jannah. And yet nothing happens. You make dua again and again, you lower your gaze, you fix your prayer, you improve your character. You go to family events, you say yes to introductions, and still nothing, no progress, no proposals. No sign, and in that silence, Shaitan begins to whisper, maybe you're not good enough, maybe Allah doesn't care, maybe something is wrong with you. But let me tell you something. Don't let the delay fool you. A delay is not a denial. Allah is never unaware of your tears. He is never blind to your efforts. He is never deaf to your duas, and He is never late in His response. The one who created your soul knows when it is ready to be joined with another. You see, we are hasty by nature. We want things now, we want results, we want closure, but Allah is Al-Hakim, the most wise. He knows the right time, the right way, the right person, and the right version of you for that blessing to arrive. Because sometimes you're not waiting on your spouse. You're being shaped for your spouse. Your soul is still maturing. Your iman is still stabilizing. Your heart is still healing. And your character is still growing. So if Allah gave you what you're asking for now, it might destroy you or them, or both. But when He gives it later, it will elevate you both. And think about this, dear brothers and sisters. Sometimes Allah keeps you single because He loves you. Because He wants you to lean on Him, not people. Because He wants your heart completely His before you share it with someone else. Because there's a lesson in this phase that will serve your future marriage. Maybe it's learning patience. Maybe it's independence. Maybe it's spiritual grounding. But it's not wasted time. It's preparation. And while the world around you rushes people jumping into relationships for fear of being alone, you stand firm, anchored in your tawakkul. You say, Ya Allah, I trust your timing more than my feelings. I believe you will choose better for me than I can choose for myself. This kind of surrender is powerful. It brings peace to your heart. It silences desperation, because you know that when the time comes, Allah will not just send a spouse. He will send the right one in the right way, with barakah, with purpose, and with a love rooted in faith, not fantasy. And when that happens, when that moment finally comes, you won't regret waiting. You'll be grateful you did. My brothers and sisters, we often speak about qadr destiny, as if it's something far away from us, as if it's written in the stars and we are just waiting for it to fall into our laps. But the truth is, your qadr is already moving toward you, and you are moving toward it. And every step you take in your character, your intentions, your values, it either aligns you with that destiny or distances you from it. Let me explain. You say you want a spouse who is kind, God, fearing, respectful, emotionally mature. But ask yourself sincerely, are you cultivating those traits in yourself? Are you building the very qualities that you're asking Allah to place in someone else? Because Allah is just, He is fair in His decree. He doesn't pair diamonds with darkness. He doesn't give sincere hearts to insincere people. He matches you with what your soul has become. Look at what the Quran tells us. The good are for the good, and the corrupt are for the corrupt. Surah An-Nur 26. This is not just about physical or superficial compatibility. This is about spiritual frequency. It's about who you are deep within. Many people ask, why haven't I met the right person? But they rarely ask, am I becoming the right person? My brothers and sisters, if your heart is full of pride, if you're careless with your prayers, if you mock others behind their backs, if you flirt for attention, if you hide sins while expecting, Saint, you're not preparing for your qadr, you're postponing it because the kind of spouse you're praying for. They're also praying for someone like you, and perhaps Allah is waiting for you to rise to the level you're asking for. You see, love in Islam isn't built on charm or beauty. It's built on akhlaq, character, on sincerity, on how you carry yourself when no one is watching. It's about the way you speak to your parents, the way you deal with anger, the way you treat someone who has nothing to offer you. That is the real you, and that is what your future spouse will receive. So don't chase a perfect partner. Work on becoming the best version of yourself. Because when Allah sees your effort, your humility, your repentance, your growth, He doesn't leave that effort unrewarded. He aligns your path with someone whose soul resonates with yours. And don't think you have to be flawless. No one is, but Allah wants to see movement, that you're trying, that you're sincere, that you're working on the parts of you that even you don't like. That effort becomes part of your qadr. It's not just written in the law al-mahfaz. It's written in your actions, in your taqwa, in your quiet late night du'as and the changes you make in secret, because your character. It speaks to the heavens even when your voice doesn't, and your character attracts what no Instagram profile ever can: barakah, sakina, and a love that lasts. My beloved brothers and sisters, there is something profoundly beautiful yet often misunderstood about dua. You raise your hands, your eyes well up, your heart breaks open, and you call upon Allah, Ya Allah, bless me with a spouse who brings me closer to you, someone who understands my soul, someone who will walk with me toward Jannah. And then, nothing, days pass, weeks turn into months, months into years, and still it feels like silence. It feels like the heavens are quiet. You begin to wonder, did my dua even reach? Did Allah hear me? Am I being ignored? Let me tell you with full certainty, no dua ever goes unheard. Not a single one. Allah says in the Quran, indeed, I am near. I respond to the call of the caller when he calls upon me. Surah Al-Baqarah 186. He doesn't say sometimes. He doesn't say if he's in the mood. He says, I respond, but here's the part we often forget. The response doesn't always come in the way we expect, or when we expect it. Some du'as are answered immediately, because Allah knows you are ready. Some are answered after a delay, because Allah is preparing you, or the other person, for the moment of meeting. And some are answered with something better, something you didn't ask for, but your soul desperately needed. And sometimes Allah holds not out of cruelty, but out of protection. Yes, sometimes what you want with all your heart would have shattered your heart even more had it been given to you. That person you begged for, the one you were convinced was the one, maybe they would have led you away from your deen, maybe they would have made you feel alone even when you were married, maybe they would have distracted you from the very purpose you were created for. So Allah, in His infinite mercy, says, no, not this, not now, not them, and that no is actually one of the greatest forms of love. You see, dua is not a transaction. It's not a button you press and expect instant results. Dua is a connection, a trust, a surrender. It's you saying, Ya Allah, I want this, but you know better. And if you truly believe in His wisdom, then even the silence becomes part of the answer. Don't measure the acceptance of your dua by how fast your circumstances change. Measure it by how close your heart feels to the one you're calling upon. Sometimes the delay is the answer. Sometimes the growth that happens in the waiting is more valuable than the thing you're waiting for. So yes, make your dua with certainty, be specific, cry for it, long for it, but don't tie your faith to how it's answered. Tie your faith to the one who's being asked, because the one who placed that longing in your heart is the same one who can fulfill it when the time, the path, and your soul are all aligned. My brothers and sisters, before every blessing comes a test, before every opening comes a struggle. Before every beautiful chapter Allah writes in your life, there is often a period of discomfort, of confusion, and of heartbreak. We see people who are happily married and think, subhanallah, look how easy it was for them. But you rarely see the tears they cried before that ease came. You don't see the lonely nights, the rejections, the broken engagements, the heartbreaks they silently carried. But Allah saw it all. You see, the journey to something beautiful is often paved with pain, not because Allah is punishing you, but because He is preparing you. When you say, Ya Allah, grant me a righteous spouse, you are, in fact, asking for responsibility. You're asking for a person who will stand beside you through life's storms. You're asking for someone who will raise your children. Someone who will see you at your weakest and still love you. Someone who will mirror your flaws and force you to grow. That kind of union can't be rushed. So what does Allah do? Before the blessing arrives, He tests you. He tests your patience because marriage demands patience. He tests your trust because relationships are built on trust in Him. He tests your discipline because purity before marriage builds security after marriage. He even tests your ego so that when you enter a marriage, it's not about power or control, but mercy and compromise. Look at the lives of the prophets, peace be upon them. Not one of them was spared from trials. Yusuf Arabic, Tain Arabic, Lam Arabic, Yet Arabic, Ha Arabic, Alif Arabic, Lam Arabic, Sin Arabic, Lam Arabic, Alif Arabic. Meme was thrown into a well. Musa Arabic, Tain Arabic, Lam Arabic, Yet Arabic, Ha Arabic, Alif Arabic, Lam Arabic, Sin Arabic, Lam Arabic, Alif Arabic. Meme fled from his home, Yub Arabic, Tain Arabic, Lam Arabic, Yet Arabic, Ha Arabic, Alif Arabic, Lam Arabic, Sin Arabic, Lam Arabic, Alif Arabic. Meme lost everything, and only after those tests came the relief, the strength, the wisdom, and the victory. So why should your journey to marriage be without challenge? Sometimes, before you meet the one Allah wrote for you, you will meet people who aren't written for you. People who teach you what love is not, so that you recognize what love is when it finally arrives. People who break you not to ruin you, but to reveal you, to awaken something within you that needed healing. And sometimes the test isn't in people, it's in the waiting, in seeing others move forward while you remain in place, in attending weddings with a smile while your heart quietly aches, in hearing when are you getting married, as if your worth is tied to someone else choosing you. But remember this, Allah doesn't delay without reason. He delays because He's developing you. He's polishing your heart, protecting your future, and refining your soul so that when the blessing does come, you won't just receive it, you'll be ready for it. Because the blessing you're waiting for is not small, it's not just about a wedding, it's about a union that carries spiritual weight. And the heavier the blessing, the deeper the roots must be. And roots are formed underground, hidden, unseen, in darkness and pressure. So if you're being tested now, it's not because Allah has forgotten you. It's because He's building you for something that requires a stronger version of you to carry. My dear brothers and sisters, so many of us have imagined that moment, the moment we meet the one. We have dreams. We have ideals. We picture what they'll look like, how they'll speak, how they'll treat us. We build a list in our minds consciously or unconsciously. They must look like this, act like that, be this religious, have that career, be soft but strong, outgoing but reserved, ambitious but humble, confident but quiet. And in that list, we unknowingly set ourselves up for disappointment. Why? Because we want a fantasy, but Allah sends us a reality. You see, the spouse that Allah chooses for you is not always the one you pictured, but they are almost always the one your soul needs. And that's something most people don't understand until years later, until the honeymoon fades, until real life begins, until their flaws start to show. And so do yours. That's when you realize, Allah didn't give me what I wanted. He gave me what I needed, to grow, to heal, to evolve, and to draw closer to Him. Because marriage isn't just comfort, it's character, building, it's friction followed by forgiveness. It's navigating differences with patience. It's learning to love someone not just for how they make you feel, but for how they make you better. So maybe the one Allah sends doesn't check every box on your list. Maybe they don't have the career you had in mind. Maybe their personality challenges yours. Maybe their way of showing love isn't what you're used to. But maybe they help you confront your own pride. Maybe they soften your rough edges. Maybe they remind you to pray when you're too tired. Maybe they force you to communicate when you'd rather shut down. Maybe they calm your storms instead of feeding them. Maybe they don't come to complete you, but to help you complete your test, and that's the secret. The person Allah gives you isn't meant to fulfill every part of your life. They're meant to walk beside you on the path back to Him. Because a spouse isn't just a partner in dunya. They're a mirror, a support, a witness to your growth and your flaws. They are someone through whom Allah can elevate you, or humble you, or both. And when you stop chasing perfection, and you start appreciating divine purpose, you'll see beauty in places you never expected. You'll begin to understand that what I thought I wanted would have distracted me, weakened me, or made me self-centered. But what Allah gave me, grounded me, challenged me, shaped me, softened me, strengthened me. And sometimes the person who speaks your love language isn't the one who talks like you, but the one who brings you back to Allah when you're slipping. So be careful not to reject someone just because they don't fit your image. The soul doesn't recognize filters. It recognizes sincerity. It recognizes intention. It recognizes the one who pushes you closer to Jannah, even if they look nothing like the story you wrote in your head. Because Allah doesn't write based on your list. My beloved brothers and sisters, we live in a time where marriage has been romanticized to the point of distortion. We've turned it into a performance, an Instagram highlight reel, a fairy tale, a checklist of worldly desires. She must look like this. He must earn that. We should travel together, match outfits, build a power couple brand. But let me ask you a question. Is that really all marriage is meant to be? Because when you look at the way Allah describes marriage in the Quran, He doesn't talk about luxury or wealth or beauty. He speaks about sakina, tranquility. He speaks about rahmah, mercy. He speaks about mawaddah, deep love that grows with time, not fades with it. And from His signs is that He created for you spouses from among yourselves, so that you may find tranquility in them. And He placed between you love and mercy. Surah Ar-Rum 21. Marriage in Islam is not a temporary emotional high. It's not built on butterflies. It's built on intention, it's built on purpose, and that purpose is to help each other fulfill the ultimate mission, reaching Jannah. This means marriage isn't just about holding hands in public. It's about holding each other up in private when your iman is low. It's not just about saying I love you with flowers and texts. It's about saying I care for your akhara by reminding each other of salah. It's about waking your spouse for fajr even when you're both exhausted. It's about lowering your ego in arguments not to win, but to protect the bond that Allah put between your hearts. Because real love isn't found, it's built. It's built through forgiveness when your spouse slips. It's built through patience when they're struggling. It's built through communication when misunderstandings arise. It's built through sacrifice not because they're perfect, but because you made a commitment for the sake of Allah. And that is why marriage is half your deen, not because it completes you emotionally, but because it tests and reveals your faith in ways nothing else does. It teaches you how to be gentle, how to be resilient, how to be selfless, and how to compromise. It holds a mirror to your flaws, not to shame you, but to help you grow. And when both spouses are working not just on each other, but with each other for a higher purpose, marriage becomes more than just companionship. It becomes ibadah, and this is why you don't just marry someone because of how they make you feel in the moment. You marry someone because of how they make you feel about your akhara. Do they make you more grateful? Do they remind you of Allah when you forget? Do they calm your heart with dua, not just words? Do they carry your pain in sujood when you can't even explain it? This kind of marriage isn't loud. It's not always glamorous, but it's sacred, it's peaceful, it's purposeful. And in a world that worships temporary thrills, this kind of bond is rare because it's built for forever. It's not just love for this life, it's love that says, I want to see you under the shade of Allah's throne on the day of judgment. I want to stand beside you at the gates of Jannah. I want us to be written together, not just in nikah, but in the book of the righteous.